There's a couple big things going on this week. One is you're working on your final papers. Those are due next week. You need to be able to finish a good solid draft of your paper so that you can run an originality check at turnitin.com. Plagiarism is unfortunately a big problem in universities these days, and turnitin.com gives us a chance to make sure that you're doing original work. You will notice that I have opened up the reports for you to view. I want to use this as a tool for you to avoid plagiarism. It is not a pleasant task for me to discover plagiarism in my graduate student papers and have to confront that. It is almost entirely an unpleasant experience. It would be much better if we used this plagiarism detection tool to help you deter yourself from plagiarism, either intentional or inadvertent. Now, you should expect to see some things show up as not original in your paper report. After all, the titles of the articles that you use should not be original. Otherwise, that means you made them up. We want those to be found somewhere else. I turned on the option for stray phrases to pop up every now and then. If there's 4 or 5 words in a row that show up as not original, don't worry about it. That means you probably have about 10 to 20% of your paper showing up as not original. The key is to look for complete sentences or complete paragraphs which are showing up as not original. That is a very rare thing. That just doesn't happen very often accidentally. Those are the things that should jump out at you because they jump out at me. Do not parallel your sources. Trust your own voice. Use your own words to summarize and analyze and synthesize. Synthesize means you take 2 or 3 articles on the same topic and you find out what they have in common and you present that. You, of course, give credit to the articles. That is something that helps you avoid plagiarism. The other big thing we have going on is your presentations. Now, these are fun. I like them. You may not enjoy making them as much as I enjoy watching them, but I get a chance oftentimes to hear your voices or see your images or see your creativity at work. Some of you are very straightforward, clear, concise, logical kind of people. Some of you are much more creative, innovative. You have a flair for the dramatic almost sometimes. We don't want to make these into some sort of Hollywood production. These still need to be straightforward business type presentations. But I've sat through some really bad presentations in my years in the organizational business worlds. Let's tighten these up, shorten them up. People usually talk too long at a meeting. They have too many slides, too many details. They didn't distribute them ahead of time. I want these to be short and engaging. I want them to lead us to next week. They should motivate us to read your papers. You will notice we're not requiring replies this week. I know that your papers take a lot of time, and sometimes presentations are a little bit harder to respond to because they're really talking about the paper, which we're going to be talking about next week. However, if you could rate your classmates' presentations, that gives them some feedback. You can also offer them some comments along the way, especially if you find the video is not working. You may want to tell your classmates that, help them out a little bit. A big tip on the techie side is that save the presentation if they've attached a file and then launch it. If you save it first to your desktop and then launch it, it should work better. If they provided a link that's not working, another thing I often try is I put that link in a different browser just to see if it might work there. It should work in all browsers, but for some reason their browsers squabble sometimes. So try those things and see what happens. Please plan ahead. Please get things posted ahead of time. Expect technical problems. Give yourself some buffer time. That reduces your stress, reduces your anxiety to a more manageable level, and makes it a more pleasant experience for all concerned. All right, we'll see you there.